New note, I gotta deal with this. A man just came by me. I'm not sure if he had an artificial leg or he was just injured. I didn't want to stare at him like that. I don't do that. I don't gawk at people like they're different because they're not. But it's my field, so I did notice. Now here's the problem. It's 2020 and these doctors are a joke. They're quacks. That's why I don't want to be called by the nickname Ducky anymore. That sound is repulsive. Quack. Don't get no reflection on the duck. The duck is the most amazing animal we have. Why? Because the duck is the only animal that I know of that can walk on land, fly through the air, swim on water, and go beneath the water. I don't know any other animal that can do that. So don't get me wrong. It's the stigma that has been attached to ducks with cartoons and television that's the problem, not the actual duck. The duck is a marvelous creature, proud of it and stuff. And I will fly it again after I get rid of the stigma. Now, um, ducky denotes some little rubber thing, but we're getting off point. The point is, they're not teaching these people mind over matter. They're not teaching these people how to control their nerves with their mind because they don't know how. They don't even know how to control their muscles. That's why they can't dance. Um, and they're calling themselves physical therapists, but you can't even operate your own body. How are you a physical therapist when you can't even operate your body? I would want my physical therapist to be Dominique Dawes or somebody I know got their body down and can make it do whatever they wanted to do. I wouldn't want some two left foot no dancing person calling himself my physical therapist. Come on now, let's get real. You can't even help yourself, and if you fight this, you're gonna lose. There's no more Richard Simmons, no more Jackie Lane. I'm we're stepping in that spot. You can't help the people. This is the heal the lame part of the prophecy, you know. You already seen by now the resurrection, or you will see it, and the heal the lame part and all is here. And understand this: I am not a part of any religion, especially it's going to offend some, the Christian religion, which is a whole different note, right? It's too political. It's been tampered with too much. Has evil weaved in and lies weaved in. It's not viable anymore. The word Bible isn't in the Bible anywhere, and there's a lot more faults. But what I'm saying is, this is to say that anything that is anti Christian is what you call anti Christ. Not some devil or demon or something big boogeyman. They've been told you it is equal to God, God's enemy. There's nothing equal, and there's no adversary. There's not. Everything's a creation. Now, so I guess you would call me Antichrist because I'm not with that. And it's a whole nother note that you're gonna have to read for yourself. You know I'm sound of mind, and I'm not an atheist or evil person. So why don't I adhere to that religion? You know, the clues are all there. You know, there like there's no such thing as a unicorn, but this book talks about unicorns like they're real live creatures 9 times, and many other things. You know, it's blasphemy is what it really is. You know, like there's supposed to be planets out there, right? But God didn't know they were planets. He called them stars. All right, God didn't know they were planets. And wow, okay. And anyway, then they said the sunlight bounces off the moon. But then this book says God hung two lights in the sky. It didn't say he hung one light and the light bounced off another. It said he hung two lights out there, one for the day and the night. Something's not right with that. But now I find out that the moon does make its own light. All right, that isn't the sun bouncing off the moon, but that's a whole nother story. All right, what we're talking about here is crooked people, limping people, twisted people that don't have to be like they lived in the 1500s or something. This is 2020. There's a way, and all of it's not medical, or none of all of it's not surgery. It's way more simpler than surgery. Come on now, you wasn't created to have a scalpel stuck in your damn back. Come on now. Just no more than you were created to suck on a cow's tit. You drink some milk straight out of a cow, you might die, to be honest. So that's not natural. That's not meant for you. And you wasn't meant to have metal objects poking around in you, cutting on you. There's simpler healing things that just grow on trees, and their movement and motions and powers and energies. And if I say any more, I'm going to expose a serious plot. Like, hey, some people showed up somewhere, didn't know anything, and made everything up and don't know what they're doing. I don't want to go there. I want to simply state that these people can be helped. I have it in my hands. I'm ready to share with the world. Only evil person that wants to see people walk around crippled forever and twisted and limping would be against it. Only a few. Only a few. All right. My friend just turned the corner now in his truck. He's twisted, been twisted half his life unnecessarily because they couldn't make his muscles relax or let go. They didn't know how. What part of the brain that's tied to, they discovered, and they still don't even know what to do when they found it. The problem, like I said. So, the medical schools don't know the greatest doctors, and on and on and on, you know. The mysteries of the appendix, and, they're removing things. They can't tell you what they're for, you know. They want to take your tonsils out. They want to take your appendix out. They want to remove organs. Like you can just live on just one if you got two. And there's all kinds of things. Even your wisdom tooth is something they should not be messing with. It's a reason it's called that. And the eye tooth too. Now, um, those they don't know what they're doing. So we're shutting down the scientific community with their fake chicken scratch on the board, talking about algorithms, some foreign language that you don't understand. But this really means this. It means we're really smart. You know, you know how they say something is simple by naming what it's not. That's complicated. Like they'll say, it's not rocket science. Rocket science must be the most complicated, most sophisticated, high brain, high brow stuff there is, right? If they're always using it as an example, well, when things are simple or dumb, that they're not rocket science must be at the top of the list, right? And you tell me why there's no space program, no rockets, no space. How can there be rocket science? It's all fraud and phony. And I'm ready to go. It's so they're not the smartest. They're a bunch of made up fakes, fake scientists with fake rockets that don't go up, who always angle out and end up flying sideways like a plane. So rocket science isn't the highest brain thing, and it isn't, and they aren't the smartest people. They're actually a bunch of fake idiots. So my point: scientific community, joke. The science, a joke. Educational community, and all the way up to the top of the Harvards and Yales and stuff, a joke. They're insane. On and on. Prison system isn't protecting anyone from anything. It's a monster factory creating monsters and don't care what they did. When the contract is up, they're letting them out at midnight to hop over your fence in your backyard. They're not protecting you from anything. They're creating your problems that you're scared of. This is where those things you're scared of are made, in those places. So, like I said, we're shutting them down, 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 down everywhere. But we're not shutting things down without coming up with a viable replacement. See, this is what's being held back for the information because people like to sign their name to the bottom of your work. They like to jump on the bandwagon. They even like to take over your everything, your land, your way, your music, your everything message. But anyway, getting back to the point, we learned, we've learned to hold back the important parts, the parts that make it happen, the parts that it can't be done without. Because they will take from you. They will just take it. That's what they are, a bunch of takers, robbers and thieves and trespassers. They have a legendary history. You know who you are. Anyway, it's time to upgrade the medical.